May we rise for the national anthem?
After the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve our heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
May we adopt the second stanza of our national anthem as our prayer. O Lord of creation, guide our evil hearts, guide our ears right to, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and love in justice peace, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. May we be seated? Do we all have a copy of the agenda for today's meeting? Secretariat? Acting President? Acting President, please come. Your seat is here. It's there. Have we all gotten a copy of the agenda? Huh?
It's being circulated.
So please. Can somebody move for the adoption of the agenda if there's no... If you agree with the agenda, if there's anything you want added, you let us know. What is that? Huh? All right. If there's no amendment, can we move for the adoption of the agenda? Are you talking amendment or moving for the adoption? Okay. Introduce yourself. Huh? Yeah? What is it?
The audit report is inside
It
the
is
program.
inside the treasurer's report. They are the same. The audit report is inside the treasurer's report. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah? Huh? Adoption. Okay. Microphone, please.
I, Architect Wale Adelowo, F432, hereby move that the agenda be adopted to guide our discussion.
Thank you. Seconder. All right. You have his name of head. That's why your head here.
Architect Anebogo, M2050. I second that the agenda be adopted for discussion.
Thank you. Agenda is adopted. President-elect, Nigerian Sabakides, the second Vice President, Architect Eni Benebo, the third Vice President, Dr. Mobolaji Adeniyi, President, Architect Rizwan Council of Nigeria, Architect Dipo Ajayi, HGS, Architect Sani Salawa, our Treasurer, Architect Robert Unde, my past presidents, Architect O.C. Majoro, PPNIA, Architect Umaru Aliyu, PPNIA, and past President Akon, Architect Tunji Bolu, PPNIA, Architect Niyi Brimo, past President, National Sabakides, Architect Murunai Salawa, Registrar Akon, fellows of the Institute, Executive Council members, associate members, graduate members, technician groups, architectural technologies group, students, architects. It is my honor today to welcome you to the 59th Biennial General Meeting of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, holding today. I thank God for bringing each and every one of us here safely to Abuja, where the 59th meeting is holding. This is our capital city. Like I told when a few days ago we had to admit new fellows, investiture them. But Abuja is actually the materialization of the efforts of any good architect. When we are looking at a city and enjoying it, it means that the architects have done very well. That is exactly what you are looking at as a beautiful city. It is your work that defines the skylines and whatever impression anybody is having of the city. So I welcome you all, and God has kept us alive to be here today after 2 years. Precisely on November 19, 2017, this ESCO came into existence when we were sworn in, and we have had 2 years of mixed feelings, riding through turbulent waters, going smoothly, and we are here now for this conference. And this year's conference, term 2030 and Nigerian Architecture, Goals, Gaps, and Gains. We have thrashed it out for the past 3 days. And we are going home richer. For what each and every one of us has gained, I believe we will go back and put it into use, becoming more efficient with the knowledge we have all garnered as a tool for achieving the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Appropriate education, training, and research in the agenda for 2030 and translating the Baku Declaration to actions is what our goals will be. Yet another issue to be noted is the fact that the nation in recent times has come under the crushing specter of attacks, communal and otherwise, and the unfortunate after effects are reshaping some of our cities. Hence, they look at yet another sub-theme for the session titled Imperatives of Architecture, Architectural Intervention in Post-Conflict Resettlement and Development. I want to implore everyone who has taken part in the sessions to participate and to be a player in providing the template of solutions that the profession and the nation could fall back on in the years ahead. The 2017-2019 Council, though fraught with challenges, as is expected of any administration, we still had our achievements, principal of which is the harmonization of the terms and resolution with the Architectural Regional Council of Nigeria, ACON, that culminated in the clearing of 234 of the candidates that took the 2016-2017 PPE exam, and then the successful conduct of one professional exam for the profession in October 2019. I know that that result has just been released by ACON. It is my prayer that the incoming Executive Council would build on the progress achieved for improved relationships as we go forward. One word: in strife, we do not build. In peace, we make progress. I believe the incoming ESCO will take this advice and lead us to the final peace we have been desiring. I want to appreciate the outgoing council that served with me, the National Secretariat staff, the National Organizing Committee, the local organizing committees, for a successful tenure and organization of this conference. As a body, we are stronger and better together. Let us therefore consolidate our efforts at achieving this goal. Welcome to NIGERIAN meeting 2019 in Abuja, and God bless you all. Thank you very much. I'll now call on the headgears to present the report on the 58th AGM 2018 held in Lagos.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, the report of the 58th Annual General Meeting that was held in Lagos in 2018 is contained in the BGM report, and you will find this particular report from page 12 to 17. Please, Secretariat, ensure that members who don't have the report are given copies each. For those of us who have, please, for want of time, I would want to proceed with presenting. Yes.
Maybe just 2-3 minutes. 2-3 minutes. Kindly raise your hand if you haven't gotten there. Secretariat?
We circulated this since yesterday.
Please, if you have gotten this since yesterday and you left it at home, you are at fault.
They are bringing more. For want of time.
Appeal to them. I'm sorry.
Please, they are bringing more copies. Yes, sir. Yeah, even the general members, we were circulating since yesterday. Secretariat, please ensure that you provide copies and make available to those who don't have. Do we wait until that is done before we proceed, or we can?
They say yes. Please, we are starting with 2018. Events there have been overtaken. So let's listen why the copies continue going round.
Where are we have them?
Secretariat staff, where are the copies?
They can share. They can share. They can take care.
Secretariat, while you are circulating the hard copies, please, we have obtained the email addresses of all those who have registered. Make e-copies available as well, so that those of us with devices can access the e-copies. Does that help as well? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
No. Can they project the
board? Let them project on the board.
the soft copy?
I hope the student will not collect it. They should project it.
Yeah.
The way how the soft copy here.
Yes.
Then project it, that's all. Who is?
That one thing.
Say, how's it what?
And they project? Why not?
What is he saying? What is he saying?
They will have to get as it is arranged by Tylos from him.
Well, how long will he take to?
Who is that?
The printer. They will have to get the copy as he arranged them like this to send to us before we can project it.
Somebody should call him now.
Call him. He may not take a just census.
Who coordinated the printing?
It was chair library.
So that he needs to call him and tell the guy to send him a copy. And
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah? Come.
Call him.
Let me know what is it advice or what? Let me know what is it advice. Are you trying? We are trying to get this. Are you? They said no. That was. Let's see whether we can get it. We can. That's what we are trying to work.
But still, we can tell them and we can proceed now.
That's fine. Projection is fine. I think we should call Chico to come and handle that for us.
Yes.
So they can call.
But what Chike sent, it should be like that. He wouldn't rearrange it. What Chike sent is what he should print. He shouldn't be rearranging it.
Once you have a soft copy anywhere, let me just put. The reason why he's saying that is that if members are saying page 8 and it's not page 8,
Okay.
you know, it will become a bit difficult.
Well,
But we can come. Chico is here. He's somewhere here. You can get his attention.
Chair, Library and Publication, can you come to the high table? Okay.
My distinguished colleagues, we are making efforts to explore all angles of making this document available in whatever format we can. We intend to project on the screen. Is that okay? Okay, in the meantime, can we proceed? For want of time, yes. Thank you very much. All right. So, like I said earlier, the report of the 58 AGM is from pages 12 to 17. It is a breakdown of activities on day-to-day basis that took place during the AGM report. Day one began with a city tour, followed by plenary sessions, and the topics are as listed from serial number 1 to 8. That's page 12 and page 13. The next event of the day was the welcome cocktail, which was done at the poolside of the Eco Hotel and Suites. And that was the final activity of day one. Day two, which was Wednesday, 28th November 2018, began with the official opening ceremony. And the second activity was the round table discussion that followed immediately after the official opening ceremony, which was anchored and led by the President Architect F. Adibe Njoku in company of the strategic committee members. Item number 3 was the Executive Council meeting that took place immediately after the round table, and that is from pages 13 to 14, and a number of resolutions were taken and presented in bullet points on page 14. And that was the last activity of the day. And day 3, which is Thursday, 29th November 2018, began with the technical sessions and master class. And the technical sessions and the master class and the various topics that were discussed and presented are also contained in serial numbers 1 to 5 on page 14. The next activity of the day that took place was the students' charrette / competitions. That is on page 14, item 3.2. And that was the last activity of that day. And day 4, which is Friday, 30th November 2018, the annual general meeting and conference took place, and page 15 listed the names of those who were present during the General Assembly, starting from fellows. Page 16 continued with fellows and full members as well. Page 17, you have the associate members and the graduate members. So this is the brief rundown of events and activities that took place during the 58th Annual General Assembly. My President and dear colleagues, this is the brief submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May we now go to the minutes?
The minutes of the AGM 2018 will also be found in the AGM report booklet from page 18 to page 38. The minutes of the meeting, like I earlier said, that the meeting took place on Friday, 30th November at Eco Hotels and Suites in Lagos. And the meeting commenced at 11:30 a.m. Members that were present are listed from the high table to the members of the General Congress on pages 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, pages 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, That's where all the list of those that were present during the AGM were listed. The next item is the agenda that was presented, amended, and adopted. The meeting began with the national anthem, opening prayer, adoption of agenda. The president presented his address, which is also listed there and recorded from pages 28 to 29. And the next item that was discussed in the General Assembly was the presentation of the report of the 57th Biennial General Meeting that took place in Abuja in 2017. And as usual, it began with the list of those that were in attendance. The minutes of the BGM 2017 were presented to the General Assembly. Corrections were taken and the minute was adopted eventually. Matters arising from the minutes were discussed and listed under item 6.11. And we have the issue of the National Building Committee. The issue of the NIA Constitution 2012 was also discussed. The address by past President Obong Victor Atta was also taken and presented. Item number 7 in that discussion, the council report was also read and presented to the council. And issues contained there were issues of the legal matters that were pending or ongoing between the institute and some other institutions or organizations. Issues of elevation into the fellowship class were also discussed. That's on page 32. On page 33, item number 21.2, the issue of handing over documents from the chair of the NIA Building Committee were also discussed at that meeting. The issue of NIA history book and documentary on architecture in Nigeria was also discussed. That is on page 33. And on page 34, the issue of the ARCON resolutions were also discussed. A memo was presented to the General Assembly appointing the chair and secretary of the NIA Electoral Committee was presented to the General Assembly. It was accepted, approved, and ratified. Item 9.0 was the next item on the agenda during the General Assembly, and it was the Treasurer's report, which he presented to the General Assembly, and you can find it on page 35 to 36 and part or beginning of page 37. Thereafter, the standing committee reports were also presented to the General Assembly, and they were all taken as presented. Immediately after that, the state chapter reports were also presented to the Assembly and taken as presented. And any other matters were taken and noted, and they are also listed on page 37. The General Assembly was adjourned at 3:37 p.m. with a closing prayer. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, this is an abridged presentation of the minutes of the AGM 2018 meeting that took place in Lagos. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Judges. Can somebody who was present move for the adoption of the minutes? Okay. Okay.
I know Akitebolu were together with him.
No, I know you were.
So the two of us were, yeah, I remember because he took me out in the night. So I know he was there. No,
That's in now page 18.
All right. Your name was omitted completely.
Him and Bolu.
All right. Noted.
They
Can
took
you?
attendance when they went out.
Well, don't worry. It's possible if we go down, we may not see your names on the attendance list. And maybe you went somewhere and then came back. But we remember seeing you, so you are correct. Please add the two names. Okay, any other amendment? Yes. Microphone.
We need a second one, sir.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon, sirs. I'm Akita Bashir Hanga, Kano chapter, F438. My name is also omitted on the list, and I was there as the Secretary General of my chapter.
Okay, omission of your name too.
Yes, sir.
Architect.
Bashir Hanga, F438. Kano chapter, Secretary General.
Okay, Bashir Hanga.
Yes.
Okay, please. Do you need Bible? Write this somewhere now. Later.
Anybody who has similar disease should bring evidence to the Secretariat to be corrected.
Yes.
All right. Please, anybody in similar situation? Okay, you bring evidence to the Secretariat. It will be corrected. Please. We can't. Bring evidence to the Secretariat. It will be corrected. No. You have to. All right. Secretariat. Pass a piece of paper. When they put that there, we go back to your records and so that will be inserted. Is that okay?
If you're registered, yeah. If you're registered, yeah.
There is the register then. Thank you. Can we now move for the adoption of the minutes after these amendments? Okay. Account registrar. Microphone, please.
I am Architect Umar Murnai, the Registrar of ACON. In the absence of any further corrections, I move for the adoption.
Thank you. Umar Murnai. Seconded. Okay. No, not you again. Sorry, I don't hate you. Okay, yeah.
I'm Architect Latifa Olajide. I hereby move the adoption I second the motion for the adoption for the minutes of the meeting. M2930.
Latifa Olajide. Thank you. Are we going through? All right. So, HGS is adopted now. Can you present the council report, which will be on what are matters arising from that minute? Thank you.
Mr. President and Chair in Council, distinguished colleagues, the Council report for the period of November 2018 to October 2019 is as contained in the General Assembly report from pages 39 to page 64. The report is intended to give a summarized state of affairs and activities of the Institute in the year under review. The first item there is the report of the General Assembly, which took place in Lagos, which I just finished presenting. And soon thereafter, the National Secretariat closed for the end of year holidays and resumed on 7th January 2019. Still under Secretariat matters, 2 staff of the Secretariat resigned their appointments, and they are Mr. Tolulope Olanite of the Accounts Department and Mr. Temitope Ojo of Protocol and Maintenance Officer. Item number 4 listed the number of meetings, council meetings that took place under the year, and council meeting number 1 of the year under review was done in Lagos at Eco Hotels. The second council meeting took place on 5th February 2019 in Bauchi at Chartwell Hotels and Suites. Council meeting number 3 took place on 9th April 2019 at Nikon Luxury Hotel in Abuja. Council meeting number 4 took place on the 18th of June 2019 at Ideal Nest Hotel in Oshogbo, Osun State. Council meeting number 5 took place on 28th August 2019 at Nikon Luxury Hotel in Abuja. And council meeting number 6 took place at Full Moon Hotels in Owerri on 27th October 2019. Under the year under review, it ushered in a number of newly elected chapter chairs, and that brought architect Ikpom Wosa Iwagboi, Chair, Edo State Chapter. We had also architect Samuel Obaje, Chair, Kaduna State Chapter. We had architect Akunola Abiola of Osun State Chapter. And we had architect Usman Umaruk Arai, Chair, Electoral Committee. These were the new members that joined the Executive Council from then on. From the year under review, we have a table that shows comparison of the number of intakes of newly admitted members that we have in the Institute across all the classes of membership that we have, from the honorary fellows, student members, technical assistants, architectural technologists, graduate members, associate members, full members, and the exalted College of Fellows. So we have a comparative analysis from 2014 that cuts across to 2019. Following that is the percentage of those who have paid in their subscriptions according to the number of classes that we have: fellows 155, which represent 54.7%. Full members, 654, which represents 21.9% of those who have paid their financial subscriptions in the year under review. Associate members, 73, which represents 3.5%. Graduate members, only 15, which is just 2%. Architectural technologists, 17, which is just 7.3%. Oh, 17.3, sorry. We've had the inauguration of the Board of Architectural Education, where the chair, in person of architect Dr. Ndidi Okulu, was appointed as the chair of that committee, and the members that were also submitted by the chair were taken and approved in line with that submission. The issue of NIA Harmonization Committee report and recommendations is also presented as listed. A 2-day preparatory seminar for the 2019 ACON/NIA ACP 1.0 was also presented. I'm talking about page 41, if you are still following. There is also the issue of an appeal for admission of the successful ACP candidates into the full membership of the Nigerian Institute of Architects was also presented and is listed there. The issue of the NIA Benevolent Fund is listed as item number 7, and the chair of the NIA Benevolent Fund constitutionally, who happens to be the second vice president, was presented, taken, and adopted, and presented here on. Item number 8 also listed the issue of elevation into the College of Fellows of deserving members, where a committee of the screening committee was composed, and the members are there listed on page 42. Soon thereafter, submissions or call for submissions were made to all the council members as well as the state chapter chairman to forward names of members that are worthy of elevation into this class of membership, and such submissions were received and noted in page 43. The number of those nominated and the number of submissions received across all the states is listed there on page 43. The Fellowship Screening Committee did its assignment and forwarded the list of those that were successful in the screening exercise to the council, and council duly considered and approved those that were found to have met all the minimum statutory requirements, and due to further requests from chapters for late or want of time to prepare submissions, another window was opened by the council and additional names were forwarded, considered by the screening committee, and a report was forwarded to the council, which was also approved and taken. Item number 8.2, the issue of 2017 fellowship was revisited, where 3 members were dropped from the College of Fellows, and they are listed there on page 45, and the registration numbers were cancelled and retired. On page 46, we have the issues of the various legal matters that arose during the year under review. They are listed there, item number 8 to item number 10 from page 46, 47, 48. The minister, sorry. I said to item number 10, well, number 11 also is an issue of the legal cases going on. Item number 8.2 has to do with investigative activities that were conducted by the Institute. We have item number 1 there, unauthorized 3 million charges incurred in personal matter against ACON in the year 2017. Constitution of investigative panel, an investigative panel was set up, and the panel had done its work. They have submitted their report, and it was taken in council. The second issue was a case of fraud and refusal to render account of Delta State Chapters Fund or finances, and it's listed there as item number 2. Item number 3, professional impropriety that was reported, is also there, listed as number 3 on page 49. On page 50, item number 4, we also have a petition that was also submitted. Item number 5 was also a petition that was written, and the council took all this, and it was resolved that ACON should be written forwarding this, and the Institute has complied, and they have written. Item number 1 was outcome of verification exercise of the NIPPS September 2016, March, and September 2017 past candidates. Issue of the APCE was also presented there. Replacement as a representative of the Institute on NI Council was also deliberated upon in Council. Item number 9.5 on page 51, we have the issue of the seminar and workshop with respect to the APCE was also listed there. Architects Colloquium, the 2019 edition is also captured in the report of activities that the Institute participated. APBN matters. The Institute hosted the APBN, which is the Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria, and the annual retreat, notice of the board meeting, invitation as rapporteur was also presented here. Items 10.3 to 10.5. Archibuilt exposition, item number 11 was also listed there, which was the 2019 edition and the 30th anniversary of the Archibuilt exposition took place in August. And under item number 12, which deals with the NIA, government, and the society, we have listed and highlighted the activities that the Institute took part in, beginning with the notice of non-compliance that we received from the Federal Inland Revenue Service, which was fully followed upon and resolved by our amiable National Treasurer. Item number 2.3 deals with the resolution of the high-level role-sharing meeting on the Nigerian Smart Green City project, listed item number 12.3, invitation to budget and strategy meeting, reported item number 2.4, 2.5, conduct of technical study on skills gaps in Nigeria, we have them listed from 12.6 to 12.9, and on page 55, which has to do with NIA and professional bodies. We have all the various interdisciplinary activities listed from item 13 on page 55 to item 16.1 in page 57. On the international relations, the activities that the NIA participated are also listed from item 16.2, beginning with the UIA, and from page 57, 58, where the issues of the institute's subscription was also presented. And it's my pleasure and delight to inform the members that for the very first time in a long while, the Institute has settled all its financial obligations to our international subsidiaries, UIA, CAA, and we had members who graciously contributed towards making this possible. And we have architect Sokari George, who gave, how much did he give? 1,000 pounds, as well as architect Tayo Babalakin, who gave 1 million naira, and the main contribution came from no other person than our past president, Baba Femi Majikodumi, who gave the sum of 10 million naira. That made us to be eligible to participate in all the activities and functions of our affiliate bodies. And also, it's my pleasure also to announce that one of our students participated in a competition which he won. So the list of activities that were carried out and the Institute participated is listed in page 58, 59, 60, 61. And on page 61, we have some of the invitations to attend different functions, conferences, workshops are listed on from page 61, 62, 63. In the year under review, we have a number of our members who were appointed in various offices. They are listed in under item number 20, where we have Architect Kabiru Gaya, returned Senator-elect, Architect Fausat Ibikunle, appointed as Commissioner of Works in Kaduna, Architect Ibrahim Hamza, elected as member of House of Representatives from Kaduna, Architect Ibrahim Mustafa, elected as House of Representatives from Sokoto, Architect Darius Ishaku, re-elected as Executive Commissioner in Kwara State. Architect Wale Ajayi, sorry, is omitted here, but you can add it. Architect Wale Ajayi was also appointed as Special Assistant to Governor of Ekiti State. Item number 21. Yes. Huh? Yeah, we have discussed them, the donations we have received previously. And we have under item number 22, the birthday of our own past president, Architect Victor Atta, which took place on 20th November on 2018 at Shehu Yaradua Center. On a sad note, a number of obituaries was also recorded in the year under review, and we lost two past presidents, first one being Architect Vivian Thomas Uku, and the second being Architect Eric Chukuka. We also lost Architect Julius Diala, Architect Akinwade, Architect Emilia O. Martins, and we also lost Professor Emeritus Adeboye Adeniyi, the father-in-law of Architect Mobolaji Adeniyi. We also lost Elder Davidson Imafidon, the father of Architect Andy Imafidon of Delta State. At the last council meeting, which took place on Wednesday, we also announced and recorded two obituaries. Our past president, Architect M.J. Fawaraja, lost his uncle. It was reported and taken in council. And Architect Chibuzo Ogike, the secretary of the Electoral Committee, also lost his mother. Mr. President, at this juncture, I would want to crave your indulgence and my colleagues, if we can rise and observe a minute of silence in honor of the departed souls. My President, our concern. May their souls rest in peace. Amen.
We are going to invest in a new watch for this man.
Mr. President and Chair in Council, with that concludes the Council report, and I so present and submit. Thank you, my dear colleagues.
Can we now move for the adoption? Unless you notice any amendment of this report for discussion. Yeah.
Can somebody, who is the person with the mic? It should always be on the floor. The man is even sleeping.
Students or ushers, why are they making him be the one?
Collect from him. Students can help us with this, really.
Okay, you have sent it.
Hello, my name is Architect Tayo Babalaki, F310. I move a motion for the adoption of the AGS report as amended.
Thank you. Okay.
My name is Architect Chumo Kereke, F425. On page 52, I see item 12.1, and on page 53, we have item 12.3. What happened to item 12.2? Is it an omission or what?
Let's record. Let's have 2.1. So this should be 2.2.
Okay.
12.2 will note it.
It will be noted. That's a minor correction.
Yes.
So we can progress. The 12.3 becomes 12.2.
Yes.
Isn't it? And so forth.
We will confirm and adjust.
Okay. We will confirm and adjust accordingly. In case anything was omitted.
No, nothing was omitted. It's just the number.
So the error is just the numbering.
If you are tired, someone else.
Okay. Any other observation?
We are watching this.
What is it?
You directing her to be given the mic to whoever you recognize.
Architect Latifa Olajide, M2930. On page 40, you said that the fellows have 54.7%,
Yes.
that's those who have paid, make up 54.7%. I just want to clarify because you have, for 2018, you have 480 members, 2019, you have 600 members, and only 155 paid. And you said that's 54.7%. So I just want to clarify if that figure is correct.
Before the elevation.
No.
The number of those
This is after the elevation.
she's talking about this.
But the typical financial is now more than 155.
Okay. Before they explain to them now. 600 is
You see, yes, the number you have there, 600, is as at 2019. Yes. Now, and this 600 became 600 just 2 days ago. That's when this 600 became effective. So it wasn't 600, and that is why you have 155 paying then.
Mr. AGS, the clarification I believe the lady wants to hear is that it would appear because all the new fellows are financial, their status have already been acknowledged in the 54.7% presented. So the 54 is not for 155 members, because for you to even be inducted, you have to pay all the relevant fees. So by the time we update the number of fellows that are financial, it will represent 54% of their membership. But that column has not been updated. So it is not 155 fellows that are financial. Thank you. So it will be corrected.
Yes, sir.
My name is Architect Ere Efeke, F447. My correction is just a small one, but very big. On page 39, number 1, 58 General Assembly and Conference, AGM 2018, was in Lagos. But I'm seeing Abuja here. So we need to correct that.
Page 28?
Page 39.
39.
Item 1. The 58th General Assembly and Conference, AGM 2018, was in Lagos, not Abuja.
Okay, thank you. In Lagos. Strike out Abuja on that 58th General Assembly and Conference, AGM 2018, Lagos. Page 39, item 1. Thank you. Abuja is taking the... All right, can we have the second now? Another observation? Stand up. Stand up so that they can bring the mic to you. All right.
The President and esteemed colleagues, not for any special note in any way, but so that somebody doesn't call me to order on it tomorrow. The Secretariat also sent me an acknowledgement on the death of my father, who was buried on the 22nd of August. We thank God. The Secretariat also may be good to note, because many people have been firing me left, right, and center on why I'm not going for student affairs. I had explained I was elected President General of my town union, and I informed the Secretariat duly. And for that village service, I'm not there. May I also note that on page 41, we published, the Secretariat recorded a 2-day workshop through preparatory seminar for the 2019 ACON NIA APCE. It's ACON APCE. There is no NIA on that exercise. Just also as it was indicated on page 50, the Secretariat didn't come out clean enough to indicate that there was an examination, publication by ACON. It just stated a publication on the above. Thank you.
Noted. Any other? All right.
Mr. President, on page 40, under class of membership, number 2, if you look at the full members, we have 14 to 15, 16 to 2019. Under 2019, we have 3,445 members. Are we saying these are the numbers, the full members we have? Because I know we have up to 4,000 members.
They were migrated to fellowship class.
When they migrate to fellowship class, the full membership class drops. Thank you. Are you seconding? Huh? What now?
So on this classification as he raised, I want to understand full membership Is it after you become registered and you are fully licensed architect?
I think our concern is clear on full membership of NIA. And there are some little which we are, even if you look at it, our admissions has dropped for this very.
Thank you very much.
National Treasurer, please, on page 11, under outstanding liabilities, item number 3, it was mentioned also on the same page 4.0, item 2, under A. When we discuss 4.0, the second item in that table, on table A, on tax issues, withholding tax penalty. I believe it's the same subject we were discussing. 4.0A, tax issues, on page 11, you listed 2 items. Number 2 is withholding tax penalty. I believe it's the same thing that is reflected on the table below under outstanding liabilities. I just want us to exactly amend the remarks in that column and adopt the same remarks under item 2. That basically there's an outstanding sum of 3.989 million for us to pay, and it is urgent that we do so. So our appropriate remark should be for immediate settlement to forestall, because when we write in our document that we have breached anything, it becomes evidence against us by that agency that we admit that we have breached it, and their own penalty will apply. So we should just note that it is for immediate settlement, and we'll work towards doing that quickly. Thank you.
Yeah. Treasurer, sir, I think there was an arrangement on.
It's not wrong. Yeah, it's not wrong what he said.
We preach that.
I know I'm involved in this.
Quickly.
Yes. For immediate settlement.
Immediate settlement, yes. Can we now adopt this?
My name is Azike Diribe, fellow. I noticed the Honorable Treasurer singled out the Board of Architectural Education as performing within budget. But I'm looking at page 6, and there's no indication of what is the income budget for Board of Architectural Education. I see income budget for preceding years. I don't see income budget for 2019, 18 and 19. I see expenditure budget. I see expenditure actual. But I don't see income budget for Board of Architectural Education for 2018-19. I see actual at 1 million. So is something missing here? Something is missing. It did not indicate the income budget for BAE. But you did the expenditure budget. So that's what is missing. So maybe the treasurer can explain. You only gave the actual at 1 million, which is extremely, I don't understand that, how it can be 1 million.
Why don't we adopt this paper? Then we can start explaining. What he had done, certain things happen, which I can explain why.
Okay, I was pointing out what is missing. I wasn't discussing it. I thought it was missing. That's why I'm asking. I don't know the explanation.
Nothing is missing.
Okay.
Board of Architectural Education, new things came up.
Okay, so I move that the report be adopted for discussion. Thank you, sir.
Seconder? Yes. Okay. Mr. President, I want to second the motion, but to say that it should be adopted for discussion along with the financial status of members in the report, in the BGM report.
Yes, it's okay. Yeah. Because there is BGM.
Yes, to October. Exactly. Documents, all transactions after October have not been captured. It's our financial year. No, let us just
This report spans from November 1st, 2018 to October 31st, 2019. That is our budget year. As at October 1st, 2019, total receivables from dues was in the sum of about 51 million, out of which actual cash received was about 19 million. The auditors will usually put the total amount to be received as receivables because dues is a constitutional matter. But between October 31st and now, monies have come into our coffers. But all of that will be reported in the budget for in the financial year beginning November 1st, 2019 to October 31st, 2020. Are you okay? The submission from AGS is up to November. What's the of? Is it of October? No. It's up to 1 or 2 weeks into November, so it will not really be the same.
Yes. Microphone, please.
I am not sure that what the treasurer is talking about, or perhaps because I observed he was looking in my direction. I don't know whether he was trying to respond, or if it's a general response, that's okay. But may I therefore take the advantage of having the microphone to raise an issue that actually made me to think of the adoption of the treasurer's report with the members' financial status. I'm honestly surprised that the secretariat is still putting against my name that I'm owing for 2019. That's very surprising to me because as full member, I paid so many years in advance. And even when they were recalibrated for me as a fellow, I still have up till about 2021. So it's embarrassing each time I see this thing in the report. And even if subsequent reports now indicate that there were errors, it's particularly embarrassing to me. I remember a particular year as chairman of my chapter, some of my members were denied membership, whatever, on account of erroneous thoughts that the chairman had not paid annual dues when I had paid several years in advance. It's going to be a very sad point of discouragement. And then I may be forced to just be paying 1 year at a time instead of paying several years in advance that we thought should encourage our institute. Thank you.
Actually, I know this matter very well. He has written, we have asked for supporting documents, he has supplied supporting documents, and I apologize profusely. More so for the fact that you have given the institute loan and which you have written for refund and it has not been made to you, and for your name to be appear as non-financial. I really apologize to you. Right. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Apology accepted. Thank you very much. Okay. Are we now calling for the auditors now? Auditors now.
May I request the representatives of Ahmed Zakari & Co., our auditors, to come forward, please, to present the audit report.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nafisa Awak from Ahmed Zakari & Co., Chartered Accountants. I'm here with my colleague, Shola Badmos, who was the head of the team leader for the current year audit. Our audited accounts are on the same treasurers and auditors report on pages 121 to 141. So we did not sign the current accounts or include our opinion. You'll notice our opinion page is still blank. This is as a result of the pending signing of the 2016 and 2017 accounts. So we're awaiting that before we can move on and sign our 2018 and 2019 accounts. So I'm going to read a summary of our opinion on the current year audit only 2019, based on the year's transactions. To the members of Nigerian Institute of Architects, we conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing, ISA 200. Our objectives are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, and to issue an auditor's report that includes our opinion. Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but is not a guarantee that an audit conducted in accordance with international standards on audits will always detect a material misstatement when it exists. Misstatements can arise from fraud or error and are considered material if individually or in the aggregate they could reasonably be expected to influence the economic decisions of users taken on the basis of these financial statements. As part of an audit in accordance with international standards on auditing, we exercise professional judgment and maintain professional skepticism throughout the audit. We communicate with those charged with governance regarding, among other matters, the planned scope and timing of the audit and significant audit findings, including any significant deficiency in internal control that we identify during our audit. This is done.
I think we don't look at things as if there is any, just like he said, this is a formal closure of an account that was run when he was president and Abalaka was the AGS. They were the signatories to that account. The bank will not entertain any other person. They are the people to write. We want to close this account. And they were called to write the letter. What I'm saying, looking at it now, they should written maybe signatory A, signatory B. That should have, not that so the information there is closure of account and transfer it to an account that is being run currently. So we should see it as that and not read any other meaning into it. Okay, give us the suggestion, yes?
Hello? Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I think for proper documentation and future reference, this matter may not be taken on any hidden agenda, but at the same time, we need to clear it. The letter could be better phrased. Why can't we have the letter written by the president and the AGS as at that time? Now they create a table for the signatory, and the signatory now sign. They refer to the action of those people as at that period. But now, the interpretation of the letter now, I know, just quote me, they may not, we only need to perfect the record. Not that maybe I'm considering anything against those people that took the action. They may take it out of ignorance. So all they need to do is to have the column for the signatory as at that time. Let the signatory 1 and 2 sign, and the letter should be written by the president and AGS of that period. It's basic. I'm Architect Wale Ajayi, M3848.
On this again? Noted, please. It's the same thing we are saying, that we're explaining what happened so that you don't misinterpret it. Good. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Bode Bolade, F588. We are losing track of the contents, sir, because on page 27 in the Treasurer's report, item 3, states that Citibank is here to comply with the instruction to formally close this institute account with these numbers since 2015 as indicated at Annex 1. And these are the issues we have as an institute. Our corporate governance seems to be stronger than this. I have a few ideas of how the bank, yes, it's Citibank. They may be difficult and want the signatories at that time to sign. So what we could have done is a letter of authority from the signatories at that time and not couch it as if it's a misrepresentation, and it is clear. But the issue here is those money are still not being transferred, and I think that is what we should be talking about. Thank you, Mr. President.
So please.
The assignment, anybody that have how to bring the matter to closure, let them document it and forward it.
All right, please. All right. Okay, let me hear the letter. Yes.
Good afternoon, House. I just want to, first of all, thank Madam Ahmed Zakari and Co. for the work well done. You have been very professional in this matter, and we do want to draw the attention that actually what she read, sir, is in the document, is on page 111. She has also said in her letter to us that she has been unable to offer an opinion on the financial statement, but that everything is in place for the signature as and when the 2016-2017 reports have been signed. I'd want to just bring forward the idea that basically it's our own internal issues that have not been properly addressed. It's obvious we need to do that. A lot of mistakes have been made, but being that we should move ahead, accept the mistakes and rectify it as you have suggested. I would also want to suggest in addition that I don't know what the accounting procedures and professional professional limits are as far as ethics is concerned, but maybe Messrs. Ahmed Zakari and Co. should also be asked as a second party, as an independent consultant on the 2016-2017 account, so we can move forward, since it is still coming back to their table. Thank you very much. Tola Kuboijo, F393. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Mr. President, the House, you know what my number. So we can move forward, because I'm sure you have other businesses to take up today. I think we should put a formal motion, like I said before. I will not ordinarily want to move a motion here, but I think if I move the motion, it might carry a bit of weight, if you agree. My motion will read thus: that having regard to the report of the auditors, we hereby move that a thorough study of the 2016 till 2019 reports and audit be done and presented by April 2020 for the consideration of council and for the consideration of the AGM in 2020. If that's okay, if I can get a seconder who is not less than number 100. Not more, sorry. If I can have a kind seconder, not more than number 100, F100, then we can put to vote. And I dare to see the person who give a counter motion here. Mr. President, sir. Who is seconding now?
Who is
New Year
seconding?
signatory. Stand up, my friend. What's your number? Eh? Sit down. Nobody less than 100. Okay, can I move to, I'm becoming a pastor and I look for money. Can we move to 150? F, fellow, not ordinary fairly used there. Headmaster, okay.
See, my colleagues, you know, in those years, DGMs and AGMs have become exceptionally entertaining, especially when this arrogant, humble pastor, past president of NIA, will take up and say, when you have the microphone, you have the power. I now have the power to say, I'm F137. Okay. Well, thank God. I will not only second this motion, I will third it and fourth it and fifth it.
All right, thank you very much. Approved. Any objection to the motion? Thank you. Standing committee reports as contained. You can't tell me to sit down. Sit down. Sit down. You are very rude. Standing committees report.
At all, no, that's not true. Very, very. Distinguished colleagues, order, please. We have the standing committee reports in the folder. Oh, in the very good Council BGM report from, yes, I want to, I know, I just want to read the pages. Yes. Okay, the standing committee reports is listed from page 65 to page 144. While the state chapter reports is also contained in pages 145 to page 281. For want of time, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I would want to cumulatively submit these reports as presented. Thank you very much.
The reports have been read as presented. Thank you. Item number 12, AOB. No, let me. AOB. AGS. Can you present any AOB as presented within the last 1 month according to our constitution?
Mr. President, there isn't any AOB that was officially submitted within the stipulated period as provided by the Constitution.
All right.
Mr. President, my name is Architect Achado, F335. I want to just complain to you that up till now, I've not gotten the BGM report. We are architects and we should do things differently. See, we run firms and the way we run meetings, we go to attend meetings, we attend BGMs of different organizations. I've never seen a BGM where I've registered for the BGM, I came and the bag, this is the bag I got. Not even the BGM report that was there. So the incoming ESCO should ensure that at the next BGM or AGM, we shouldn't have this type of arrangement. It's not good enough for our image.
That is what I feel happened. That's the truth.
While we apologize to those who do not have hard copies here now, I think it's important to also put it on record. 1,000 copies of this document were brought here. And from our registration, as at the time we entered this hall, we had not exhausted that number. So it's unfortunate that it's only in Nigeria that these things happen. That if you distribute 600 things among 500 people, some people will not get. But we agree and we take the responsibility. We've asked for additional 150 copies to be printed for us. And members will get it hopefully before the dinner ends. I apologize on behalf of the organizing committee. Thank you.
My President, the Council, let me stand on existing protocols. My name is Ogumefo Adebayo, M2382. Well, the other fellow has just talked about the issue of the report that we did not get. It is sad enough. But I just want to appeal to the President in Council that the secretariat staff, they need to know how to address us. We are not kids. I felt so embarrassed by somebody who is a member of the Secretariat, all because I am asking for what I have paid for. And I want to plead. This is not the first time it's becoming a recurring thing. You go to beg for what is supposed to be given to you for free after you have paid. So I plead, I do not want us to start to fight ourselves, because honestly, what they had done to me, 3 days now, I go there every day, I should have taken it up and make issue out of it. Thank you very much, my president.
Okay. I personally apologize to you for any shortcomings. I know every arrangement was made. And the mathematics is baffling us, because we printed enough. And somehow, let me tell you the truth, people may get it and forget it in their hotel rooms and come back here to pick another one. So that's one of the issues. But we will now arrange to post the soft copies. I think your emails are there to make it available. So I apologize, and I send my apology for that. Thank you. Yes, sir. That will be all for
Mr. President, while the treasurer was presenting, he talked about deliverables that the auditors will consider all outstanding dues as deliverables, and that took our deliverables to about 51 million. If you go through the list of indebtors, I was just speaking with the acting Baba, F47. Are you doubting?
No.
Yes, if you look at page 282, you get what I'm talking about. I do not see how the older members, particularly in the fellow class, you are asking them to come and pay 164,000, 232,000, 160, 230, and so on and so forth. So it goes like that. We are proposing that we do a cleanup, and it is only this house that can say, do some kind of amnesty so that we can clear all this. It no longer appears, and we'll start on a new footing. Thank you very much.
I think, please. I see we are.
Please, sorry, sir. You just reminded me. These people we are talking about are already over 70. The mistake was that they did not apply for exemption. Thank you very much.
No, that's what we are.
That's what we used to do.
Please,
and we will do it now.
please, that's what. Yeah, just come back to. No,
Yes.
okay. I think let us not look at this as deliverables, receivables. Just like what he said, I know I've seen somebody here who is late. He's late, and 196,000 is against his name. So you can know that you can never get that one again. So it's for us to sanitize our records. Please. Okay, if none of them did architecture. So please, we have to go through our records and clean it and get us an account that is real. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, I want to also inform you that based on the conversations going on with ACON, we are going to harmonize a situation where our members will not be able to renew their practice license unless they have paid their dues here. And ACON will help us to do that.
Any other thing? Announcements?
Please, this is an announcement. Yes. All the newly inducted fellows are expected to return the ceremony gowns to the secretariat. Please, you can either bring it to, we have a secretariat desk within the premises, or at the NIA secretariat building in Katampe on Monday. And similarly, fellows are also reminded to update, and members as well, to update their information and data so that we can have updated records in our system. Okay, I'm just being informed that the submission of the gowns should be made today for onward dispatch tomorrow. Okay.
Yes. The solution of yeah. The solution can be for adjournment, no?
Yes.
We now have to call for motion dissolving this council. Before that, I want to thank every member, every architect, we have finished with AOB. I asked a question. Please, I want to thank every member. We are passing through difficult times. And I apologize to everybody that only dialogue can bring us out of the woods. The announcement made now by the President-elect shows us that the future is bright. Please let us toe that line. Our President is here, and we'll bring ourselves back on a moving terrain. I want to thank you all. It's been a very it's been a very please AOB has procedure. I ask you that. I ask the AGS, please, do you have any AOB as received for this General Assembly? Please, he said none, and we allow for 3, which we have exhausted. Please,
Wait. What is the lady's issue?
I don't know.
No, wait.
Suppose she drags us into.
If he draws any issue, we will not say, look, no, we're going.
Okay, let's hear you. Yeah, she's in that angle.
We're not allowed to talk. Trace us back.
Come up. Come up.
Give me, let me take it.
No, stay where you are. Let her come up.
So that I can collect it back.
You say? We'll take it.
Huh? Signal me, I'll collect it away. Stand there.
Good day, Mr. President. My name is Architect Joy Elemoku, M3650. Joy Elemoku, Delta State Chapter. Please, sir, I've been raising my hand because I feel that whatever we do here should be in line of with our constitution. The last point that was raised about the people that are very old and about the financial status. Our constitution states that if anybody has attained the age of 70 and is not able to continue paying, the person should write. Now, for us to say, let us just allow them, I think that the proper procedure is that they should write. They should write so that that thing can be waived. I was the financial secretary of my state chapter, and I had to go through that. So for us to set a precedent for the younger generation, if we come to our General Assembly and the right thing is not being done, it means that we are abusing our Constitution. Secondly, I have some other matters on the Constitution. What our Constitution says. It says that financial obligations of all members of the institutes for enfranchisement and subscription for the benefits of membership of the institute is that they should be financial members. Now, this matter of not giving somebody the right to declare her candidacy in the election because of financial matters, the candidate has paid her financial dues. I think we should follow the institute, what our articles and our Constitution says, or the matter should be clarified to us. Thank you.
Please. I think you don't have to interpret the Constitution for us. Let me put it that way. Thank you. All right. What again? I want to go for the solution now.
Dear colleagues, please. The position we took here is important for us to listen, especially when decisions are being taken and noted. The position we took on members who are owing is not that they should be forgiven. We said we needed to get our records right, because you cannot have diseased members. Somebody died 10 years ago, and every year you are adding his dues and say he's owing. We should take them off our register. For the others, we must compare. What our Constitution actually says is that if you are in arrears of dues, your own membership is threatened. So as a council, we can even take a decision that any member who owes for a particular period can be removed from membership. But it is part of also looking for ways of ensuring compliance, that we said a time-tested practice that we used to have, where if you go to renew your license in ACOM, they will first tell you to show evidence that you are financial from the institute before they even collect any money from you. Then we will go work and go back to that, so that we will all be on the same page, and if you are not a financial member, you are not one of us. It's as simple as that. So, Mr. President, I think you can close the house. Because unfortunately, the electoral committee, we have lunch, we have we have dinner, please.
I'm told that lunch is ready. Please, I was talking of, we said we go up. I said they prefer them to, they can easily share it while they're sitting. Can we share the lunch while we now move a motion for the solution of the House, of this council? Huh? All right.
We are coming back to Baba.
Baba?
Is anybody competing with F-47?
Thank you.
Alice, sit down. I should take it. Take it. Give your please. Please go ahead now, please. It's not your place to be arguing. Just turn around and talk. It's not in your place.
Majoro F-47. Mr. President, sir, it is my avowed intention that this AGM should end peacefully and quickly. I have my reasons for coming to this BGM. In Lagos, I refused to come. I stayed away. I want to appeal to members. I'm polite to
the outgoing president, let us be a bit mindful the way we address the membership so they don't lose their temper. And then exacerbate a situation that can be treated with humor and internal respect, and we can move on. Therefore, until I lose my own respect, which you've given to me, and I can see it's already going, and I want to live with it. I was president of this institute in 1993. I don't know where a lot of you were then. I was Secretary General of this institute in 1981. And I served till 1987, 6 years. Nobody has ever served the institute for 6 years as Secretary General of the institute. Nobody. So when you see me being passionate about the NIA, it's not as though I'm being paid something or whatever, or I have nothing to do by coming here. I've been here since Wednesday, putting out fires so that we can have a quiet transition to the tenure of Architect Echonu. I know in my heart, I can feel it, that good times are coming to the institute. So please, the way this thing has gone so far, I beg you, let us allow sleeping dogs lie. Let us close this and let Architect Adibe finish his tenure, and let's set up a good platform or foundation, if you may, for the commencement of the tenure of Architect Sonny Echonu. Secondly, you have very serious matters to deal with in a matter of minutes. The matter of electing who would be the associates or the second people to work with him. And I think what you call the committee now needs a lot of time to do it. I know many people are burning with issues. I think a lot of issues in God's good time can always be dealt with if God so wishes. That is my own advice. I therefore move You know, Actor Femi Majokudumu is not here. Aduku is not here. Let me enjoy these things more. I respect elders. And when they are here, I give them respect. And I thank you for the respect you've given to me. I also pray that you also will have the same respect when your time comes. Have you not been so? I therefore move. Mr. President, can I go on? I therefore move. Third time, Amit Abe said, I therefore move. I therefore move. I therefore move. And I therefore move. If I'm humbly or supported by this man who I called and he started saying I was arrogant, he will not second me this time. I want the youngest person in the hall, anybody in the neighborhood, not a fellow, not this very young person. Which is youngest number, Mr. Secretary?
4 something.
Is it 5,000, 6,000, some number? Eh? Good. Such numbers. No, I don't want fellow. I don't have for now. I want 419. No. Okay. One of the new fellows then. One of the new fellows that were crafted yesterday, the day before yesterday, to second, yes, a lady. I like ladies, you know. Can't do much about this thing. I'm a ladies, I'm not a ladies man, I'm a man. I beg your pardon. I have a wife, one wife. I therefore move, and I want to be seconded by a lady. All architects are beautiful ladies. Look at them, fantastic. I have only one. a wife, and I'm too old for more now, but God did. I want a seconder. You know, when I used to be Secretary General, I used to give vote of thanks after all our dinners. And by the time I finish, the whole hall is on the floor. Because where I come from, either it's because of poverty or whatever it is, all the comedians in Nigeria come from my place. All the comedians come from Warri. We know the carry last. And we are the merchants of laughter. Whether you get money or you not get money, you must laugh. So in the midst of your abject poverty, the only thing you can do is to laugh. And we laugh at ourselves while playing draft and whatever we're doing. So let's laugh and enjoy ourselves. You know? No, I don't want that. She's very big. I want... And I want someone to second it so that we can go, if you agree. Because you've run your tenure, there's a ceremony I shall perform for you as we did in council after that has been moved. Then we see your back and then you come and become a past president, the task you go see. I give you to second this motion so we can dissolve this house. Thank you. Dissolve these people.
I'm his daughter. I'm from Edo, so Bendel. Domosa. Joy Osareti Baderi, F581. I second the motion for the dissolution of the council, of the ESCO. Thank you.
No, don't use the word, these people. Any objection? Wait. No. The moment you say objection, I apply for third term. Okay. Thank you very much. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Hello.
Stands dissolved. I thank my ESCO, and God bless all of you. It's all for the good of architecture. We shall conquer.
All of you should leave except Adibe. Yes. That's right.
You threatened to move. You did not move.
I moved.
So this is, let me...
I moved. Hello. Can you all leave now? Let me deal with this one. What's going on? All of you leave. All of you leave that place. As per tradition in this institute, whether do it now or do it at the AGM, but I think we better do it in-house. To be president of Nigerian Institute of Architects is the most difficult position in this country. Because to be president, you need a minimum of 16 years. Are you standing? Yes, stand. Now that you have finished your tenure, your story be written by those coming behind us later on. I don't want to go into that. But we want to thank you for being president and finishing the task. And those who might have threatened that the NIA will not survive are now put to shame because we now have survived and we have a new president coming in. Therefore, being the oldest architect here, some people are older than me, I'm sure, but I don't know, but I think. I therefore want us to give him the usual ceremony. So if he sits down and you all stand up, we give him the hearty cheers. Is that okay? Can you now sit down? Whatever I say, you do. Sit down. Can you all be upstanding? 3 hearty cheers to our outgoing president, architect, outgone, okay, expired president, architect Debe. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Well, I checked the structure of this place, particularly the noggins and the ceiling, and I'm told it can withstand more noise. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! And the very last one, so that the owners might reduce our rent and never give us opportunity to come in. Hip, hip, hip! For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. Oh, and so say all of us. Thank you very much.
Wow, sir. Thank you, sir.